What's up, you fellow D-Gens? Welcome back to the Us vs. Them channel. I'm your host, Vince, and I'm getting this video out to you late. I apologize about that, but I'm giving you the official parlays for this weekend. Before we do that, obviously, first I want to thank you guys for watching. I know not a lot of you have been watching recently. It's not your fault. It's YouTube's fault. YouTube, push my shit. Get me out there. I'm working too fucking hard for this. But anybody that does stumble upon my video and watch it, I appreciate you. Like and subscribe and do all that bullshit, you know. But before I get into my official parlays, I want to give you my value picks. My value picks are just picks that I base my parlays around. I choose at least one value pick from every single fight. Obviously, I'm not using all of these in the parlays, but it's give you the ability to kind of mix and match and build your own parlay. If you build your own parlay on my picks and it smacks, put a comment in the video so we can keep a tally on how much we steal from Vegas, because fuck them guys, right? First fight is Rodrigo Cesanedo versus Daniel Donchenko. I have 3 picks for this one. The first pick that I have, in no order in particular. Actually, I'm going to give it kind of an order. First thing I have is this fight to go the distance. That prop is sitting at plus money at plus 182. I think they're putting too much value in the Donchenko, Donchenko getting a knockout or something like that. This fight is going to be evenly matched. So Donchenko can win by knockout. He could win by decision as well. If Cesanedo wins, he's going to win by decision. So I think there's a lot of value in that. The second one I have is Cesanedo by decision. That prop is sitting at plus 500. Last week when I told you my favorite prop of the card was the Sam Patterson knockout at plus 500, that one smacked. So this one's sitting at plus 500 too. Is it my favorite? Maybe. I don't know. But I don't like it as much as the Sam Patterson one, but this prop at plus 500, there is a bunch of value in that. And then the last one I got is Donchenko by decision. That prop is sitting at plus 390. The next fight is Alice Pereira versus Montserrat Rendon. First prop that I have a couple props for this one. I have Pereira by points. Kind of makes me a little nervous if she does go out there and knock her out, but she seems kind of she's only 19 years old. She seems like she doesn't have as much pep in her step as far as the power in her hands. So I think the prop for her to win by decision at plus 150 is a decent value. Another prop that I have in here is Rendon by points as well. I can definitely see Rendon going out here and putting her against the cage and making it a really boring fight and getting like 9.5 minutes in control time or clinch time against the cage in pitter-patter shots and, you know, snooze her way to a win. I can see that happening. I think she's going to be the more physical fighter and the stronger fighter. But Pierre is definitely the better striker. So Rendon by points at plus 240, there's some decent value in that. Next one I have is Alessandra Costa versus Alden Correa. I got one prop for this one. It's one I was telling you about earlier. Or when I mean earlier, I mean the video I just uploaded like 7 minutes ago. But I got Alessandra Costa by knockout. That prop is sitting at plus 270. Moving on to Zach Reese versus Cedricus Dumbass. I have a couple props for you guys on this one. This one's kind of challenging because this fight can go either way, and either fighter can win this fight either way. But I saw the Zach Reese by KO or points is at plus 100. So that's my first prop in here. And then I have the over 1.5 rounds. I know these guys like to go in there and handle business quick, especially Zach Reese. But he's kind of showed in the last couple fights that he takes a little more measured approach. So over 1.5 rounds at plus 118, there's good value in that. And then next, we're going to move on to Jesus Aguilar versus Luis Garelli. I think Garelli's probably going to get this fight done. So I have 2 props that kind of built around him. First one is plus 450 for a decision. Definitely can see him doing that. And then the next one, if he doesn't get a decision, I think the most other likely outcome is by submission. So I use the double chance prop just because Aguilar is an underdog in this fight. So Aguilar by submission or points is plus 220. That's a nice little profit boost for a parlay. Moving right along to Jose Medina versus Dusko Tordovic. I do think Tordovic is going to get this one done. I can see him definitely winning by decision. I just didn't like the value in that. So the second most likely outcome, obviously, is a knockout, and that prop is sitting at plus 300. Dusko Tordovic by knockouts 300. The other prop that I have, if he doesn't knock him out, obviously it's going to go to decision. Jose Medina is kind of known for being a little bit of a decision merchant as well. So the prop for the fight to go to the decisions is at minus 130. That's pretty good value for sure, especially for, like I said, Jose Medina, who's known to be super durable, and even when he does win, he goes the distance. Moving up to Santiago Luna versus Quang Lee. I was going back and forth on who was going to get this one done. I'm still kind of leaning towards Santiago Luna on this one, just because he's going to have the striking advantage. And we have seen him get battle tested in the sense of people trying to get takedowns on him and him staying on his feet and keeping the fight where he wants it to. So Santiago Luna by points is plus 230. That's a nice little fucking hit. The next one I have is Santiago Luna having the most significant strikes in the fight. That's only sitting at minus 138, and Quang Lee has been known to just be a little too gun shy. I mean, he can definitely get in range and start to brawl, but he doesn't really do that all the time, so it's not like he's adding up a bunch of strikes, whereas Santiago Luna likes to do the point fight. He likes to keep steady action, and he's definitely going to throw more punches, so him having more significant strikes at almost even money is good. We're going to move up to Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Ferreira. This is another fight that if you guys just watched my video from 9 minutes ago, that I've been going back and forth on this one. I'm still leaning towards Diego Ferreira to get it done, and I think he's going to be able to get it done by points because I think Alexander Hernandez is just really durable. He hasn't been knocked out in a long time. He hasn't been submitted in an even longer amount of time. So Ferreira by points at plus 230, I think that's a really good pick. The next pick that I have is Diego Ferreira, the decision no bet prop. Alex Hernandez has shown that he can knock people out recently. We saw that in Chase Hooper fight. So this prop just says if this fight goes to decision, it gets voided out, like you never placed it. But if Diego Ferreira wins by any other way other than decision, it's a minus 108. So I think that's like a low risk prop that you can add into a parlay, that if it doesn't go your way entirely, it just gets taken out. The only thing that would suck, obviously, is if Alexander Hernandez wins the point fight. If he wins the decision fight, that's when you lose your bet. I don't see that happening, though. We're going to move on to Kelvin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus. I said in my video before that I'm leaning towards Gastelum by knockout. It's just what my gut feeling said, honestly. I'm not in love with the prop or the value, though. Plus 210 for Kelvin Gastelum to get a knockout. He hasn't gotten a knockout since he knocked out Bisping in 2017. I mean, Jesus Christ, right? It's been almost 10 years. So that one being only plus 210 is not super good. I think the value in that is the hitability, if that's a word, of Dustin Stoltzfus. He's there to get hit, for sure. The next value prop I have, I'm a little bit concerned about Kelvin Gastelum not making weight. He's shown in past fights he can go in, not make weight, and still have decent cardio and still win fights. He's done this before. But anytime somebody's not making weight, it makes me wonder, are they getting the cardio in? Are they doing what they need to do? If they're not, they're probably going to lose a point fight. They're probably going to get drowned later in the fight. Especially a guy like Kelvin Gastelum. He's been submitted one time. He's never been knocked out. He's not going to get knocked out, I wouldn't think, today. So Dustin Stoltzfus at plus 300, or by decision at plus 300. Although I think it's less likely to happen, I think there is more value in that. Next, we're going to move on to the feature fight: Jared Gordon versus Rafa Garcia. I didn't find a whole lot of value in this fight. I do think that I do feel fairly confidently that Jared Gordon is going to win this fight. So maybe the money line value is probably the best pick for you to go. The point for him to win by points is at minus money. It's at minus 115. I put it in this as far as like something I think is will happen or whatever. But I didn't put in any parlays. I didn't see any reason to put that in a parlay at minus money. A better prop for you at minus money is Jared Gordon having the most significant strikes this fight. That's sitting at a minus 164, so you get a little less value than the points pick. But Hoffa Garcia has just been known to not throw enough volume. All the fights I broke down, I was sitting there thinking, man, if he just put a little bit more volume on this, he's either going to A, win this fight, or B, look for a finish. And he just doesn't throw enough, honestly. Jared Gordon is going to stay right in his fucking face. He's going to do the dirty boxing. I think there's no way that he doesn't get the most amount of strikes. So minus 164, I like that one more. Next, we're going to move on to the co-main event. We're getting there, boys. I'm fucking exhausted, so I'm sorry if I don't have a lot of energy today. But the next one is Rob Font versus David Martinez. I said in my last video breakdown 11 minutes ago that I don't see why the line is what it is. Rob Font is a battle-tested UFC vet who's been in there with everybody there is to be in there with. David Martinez is 1-0. How this fight is basically a pick'em, I have no fucking idea. There just must be something I'm missing, okay? I don't know. I just got a feeling about that, but I gotta just go with what I know. And what I know is Rob Font gets fights done by decision. And that's the most likely outcome according to Vegas, according to the odds makers. And that's it. I got plus 140. I do like that one because I'm very confident he's going to win. And I do think if he's going to win by decision. So a fairly confident plus money pick, you got to put it in there. The other one I have is Rob Font having the most significant strikes. That's sitting at a minus 122. I like that one a lot. Moving on to the main event, Diego Lopez versus John Silva. The first pick I have, everybody's leaning towards the John Silva knockout, and I know, I think it could happen too, don't get me wrong. He's knocking everybody out. But did he knock out Bryce Mitchell? No, he didn't. He submitted him. So I put the other two values in here. I got John Silva by points. He hasn't seen that in the UFC. That's at plus 380. I like that one. It's okay. The one I like a lot more, and only maybe because, not only, but because of the value, and I do think this is probably more likely than him going to decision, is the submission prop. That's sitting at a plus 1100. That's crazy. If this was a jiu-jitsu competition and it's no striking, no, whatever, then I would be like, all right, I don't know if he's going to be able to get the tap. But he's allowed to punch him in the face, too. You guys ever heard of a club and sub? That's definitely live. So I think Lopez's jiu-jitsu's better, but John Silva could set him up with his hands, and that's exactly what he did against Bryce Mitchell. He put the pressure on Bryce Mitchell, kept landing punches, put him against the cage. Bryce Mitchell took a bad shot, a ninja choke later, and he's got a submission. So he's got 3 front choke submissions, whether it's the ghillie, the ninja choke, I can't remember the other one, but they're all front submissions. So he likes to put pressure on, make people take bad shots, and then get them out of there. I think that's the route he's going to plan on going in this fight because he knows that this guy's durable. Bryce Mitchell's durable too. We've seen that. He's only been knocked out the one time. So I think Silva had an idea to go in there and get a submission. So I think he's going to have the same game plan here. At plus 1100, it's a lot of value. Did I have the balls to do that? No. All right, I got 2 parlays for you guys. The more I thought about that last comment I just said, the more I realized I should put a sprinkle on the John Silva parlay. So if I end up smacking John Silva by submission parlay, I'll let you guys know. I wish I would have put it out there before. But I think I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of that in there. Parlay number 1. First leg on this, I got Rodrigo Cesanedo by decision. That's our first fight of the night. That, like I said, that was probably one of my favorite picks of this card based on the probability versus, value ratio. That at plus 500, I had to put that somewhere in a parlay. If he wins by decision. He's not going to knock him out. He's not going to submit him. This fight is virtually a pick'em. I know that Donchenko is a little bit of a favorite, but the fights that I was watching, Cesanedo's in this fucking fight. He's going to slow it down. He's going to, he likes to put people against the cage and fight a slower level fight that suits him more. It's a little bit kind of like Jared Gordon a little bit. Plus 500, had to put that in a parlay. Next leg on this parlay, like I said, this is a 3-leg parlay, by the way. Leg number 2 on the first parlay, I got Alessandro Costa by knockout. I didn't see a lot of any other ways that this fight was going to go bend for the knockout. That's sitting at plus 270. That's easy to put in a parlay. Can I guarantee it's going to happen? No, of course not. We're fucking gambling here, you know. But plus 270, had to sprinkle that. The last one, if you watched my video from the 13 minutes ago, I did pick Amanda Lemos to get this one done. That prop, just the money line is sitting at 340, plus 340. You know, could she go in there and get wrestle fucked? Of course. Tatiana Suarez does that. She's built her whole career on that. I do think, and I argued in my video, in my last video, that since her injuries, her wrestling has taken a step back. She's not nearly as, I don't know what you want to call it. There's just something, she just seems like she's one step behind in her wrestling now. Whereas before, she seemed like she was one step ahead. So I think, you know, having a neck injury, fucking your knee up, any other nagging injuries she might have, it slowed her wrestling down. And we did see in Amanda Lemos' fight, or Amanda Lemos' fights, she has the ability to scramble. You know, she did get out wrestled by Gina Jandiroba, but like I've said before, I don't hold that against her. I think the wrestling style between Jandiroba and Tatiana Suarez is way different. So as long as she's not going to get wrestle fucked, Amanda Lemos has a really good chance in this fight. She's the better striker. So give me that one by money line at plus 340. These 3 picks, if you add them in a parlay, put $10 on it, it turns into $976. 97 extra money. Fucking sick. Parlay number 2. This is the last one I got for you guys. I think some of my problem in my past videos is I try to spam a little bit too many parlays out at you guys to just see which one lands. But what I realize is I'm taking my favorite picks and I'm watering them down with picks that I'm not I don't like as much. So we're not doing that this video. I'm giving you 2 parlays. First leg on that one is Jesus Aguilar by points. I do believe Jesus Aguilar wins this fight, and I do think he gets it done by points. So that at plus 450, I like that one almost as much as the Cesaneto by points. So kind of built the parlay around that one. Second parlay I got is Claudio Poyas by points. That prop is sitting at plus 260. I just think that he's kind of outed himself a little bit as far as how much he's hunting for submissions. So I think the likelihood of that has diminished a little bit. The fighter, Joaquim Silva, knows what's expected. He knows what he's going to do. So Silva is also a southpaw fighter, and we've seen in the past where Claudio does his best work when he's fighting southpaw fighters because it allows him to utilize his favorite strike, which is his body kick. You know, when the other opponent's stance is like this and their arm is blocking the body, he's not going to attack the body enough because he's not getting enough juice out of the squeeze. But when his stance is like this, the body is exposed. So he's going to feed the kicks to the body. So we've seen him do that in past fights against other southpaw fighters. I think that's going to allow him to not be so dependent on his grappling and his submission game. So he's going to be able to blend the 2 disciplines a little bit better. So like I said, with Joaquim Silva kind of knowing what to expect, and the fact that Silva has never been submitted before professionally, I'm just really liking that plus 260 prop for on points. We got Mr. Nonviolence himself, Rob Font. I'm just kidding. He is a violent dude. But he goes to decision a lot. He's become a decision merchant. I think against David Martinez, he's going to be a decision merchant again. The odds reflect that as well. It's only at plus 140. I still see the value in it because I think it's just a very likely outcome. The fourth and final leg of this, and it's not in sequential order, but I got Diego Ferreira by points or knockout. He's showed in his past few fights that that's his preferred method of victory. He's going to just put the pressure on, and either the pressure is going to make you wilt and he's going to knock you out, or he's just going to win by decision. So that double chance sitting at plus money just made me had to jump on it. So that's sitting at plus 125 right now. So you take these 4 parlays, or these 4 props, and put them together, put $10 on it, and $10 turns into $1,069. So 107 extra money, which is fucking sick. All right, guys, we've been working super fucking hard the last few days to get these picks in. So we really, really hope they pay off. I didn't cut any corners. That's why I've been working my fucking ass off. I'm still putting in the time, doing the film study, trying to improve in that so I can just give you just better, more sound picks. So, I appreciate, like I said, appreciate you guys watching. If you, like I said, if you run any of these parlays, whether you tail mine or just build your own and it hits, let me know, man. I really, really want to start sharing that within our fucking small, 38 subscriber community. So I appreciate you guys. That's it. I'm done talking. Enjoy the fights and let's make some fucking money.